it's a wonderful day, and we are looking at an aspect of English language that is very, very important, not just to the spoken English, but to what? Our written language. And the topic is Concord, otherwise known as agreements. You may be wondering, agreements? You've heard the word agreement on several occasions, being used in different contexts. If you are having your new apartment, particularly here in Lagos, after paying the fee, you have something like what? Agreement and commission, right? So let me put it this way. It shows that we are familiar with the word agreement. Could anybody here help us out to what we mean by agreement? Agreement. What do you understand by agreements? What? Putting a conclusion on something, reaching a conclusion about something. Yes, reaching a conclusion. Yes, coming to a conclusive point that exists between two or more persons, right? That's one. Yes, Moses, let me hear you. Agreement.
Like being on the same terms.
Being on the same terms, yes. Even in the legal term, there is something we call consensus ad idem. What do I call it? Consensus ad idem. That is the coming together of two minds, okay, being on the same level. But grammatically, Concord is a grammatical agreement. A what? A grammatical agreement. So, what is Concord? Let's go. So, in a simple and comprehensive manner, Concord is the grammatical agreement between the subject of a sentence and the verb body. That is to say, the meeting points. Just as we mentioned earlier, that for two things to be on terms, right? We all know what the subject is, but to clear our doubt, the subject of a sentence is the performer of an action in the sentence. We all know that, right? And we all know what a verb is. That a verb is an action, right? A word that expresses action or activity within what? A particular sentence. So this has been cleared, subject and verb. So if we are looking at our agreement now, just as in the case, this will be our subject and this will be our verb. So the agreement between the subject of the sentence and the verb element is what we call Concord. I hope that's clear. Right? Now, our subject could be what? Our subject could be a noun or a pronoun, right? We all know that verb is verb. So when your subject is a noun, you have something like Ade goes to school. So here, Ade is a noun, right? And you can change that Ade now to a pronoun and it becomes he goes to school. So, for any doubt on subject, I think this clears it, right? That a subject could either be a noun or a pronoun. Now, where is the agreement? We said Concord is the agreement between the subject and the verb element in the sentence. So, where is the agreement between the subject and the verb? What are those things that will make us truly believe that there is an agreement between the subject and the verb of a particular sentence? That takes us to the rules of Concord. Rule number 1. Here we look at the rules of Concord. Rule number 1 is that a singular subject should be followed by a singular verb. A singular subject should be followed by a singular verb. Now class, how do we identify a singular verb? How do we identify a plural verb? It's very simple. It's what? Very simple. We'll get down to the root of singular verb using our noun. I told you, for the fact that there is a correlation between the subject and the verb under this particular topic, we are going to use the subject as a stepstone down to getting an answer. How? Someone should give me an example of a singular noun. Yes, Yusuf, a singular noun. Ade. Ade is a singular noun. Okay. Someone should give me an example of a plural noun. Muhammad, a plural noun. Balls. Okay. We have Ade as a singular noun, right? And the plural form is what? We have balls. Right? So let's, in order for us to have something similar, let's take ball here, right? Singular ball and plural balls, right? Okay, what is the difference between these two? Class, what is the difference between ball and balls? What?
Yes.
The presence of letter S, right? The presence of what? Letter S is the difference between the singular and the plural. That is to tell you that the singular noun is without letter S, right? And the plural noun is with letter S. Now, let's convert that, because noun is the direct opposite of a verb when it comes to numbering. When it comes to what? Numbering. That is, when you're talking about the singularity and plurality of nouns and verb, noun is the direct opposite of verb when it comes to, in terms of singularity and plurality. How? Somebody should give me an example of a verb. Now, a singular verb. Praise, a singular verb. Go. Okay, just a verb. Go, right? Okay, we have the verb go. Let's bring it down here. I told you it is the direct opposite. So if you're having a direct opposite of what we have here, what will be here? You are using go. What do we have here? This will be goes. Thank you very much. Because now we have S, right? Which happens to be here. Then here we have something without S, which means go. Are you there? Go. Okay? Here is goes and this is goes. That is to tell you this is how it is. So if you are formulating your opinion here, what would your opinion be? The opinion would be that a singular noun is without letter S, but a singular verb is with letter S, right? Then the plural form of noun is with letter S, while the plural form of verb is without letter S. Do you see that? That is the difference. So, your singular verb always goes with letter S, and your plural verb goes without letter S. That is to tell you now that you can say singular, plural, and plural. This is the agreement. This is the point of agreement. So, what someone, the class, read out this again.
A singular subject should be followed by a singular verb.
So, in this case now, how one will say Ola, which is a singular now, right?
Yes.
Somebody should supply a verb.
Goes.
So, goes to school. What do we have now? A singular subject
A singular
and a singular verb. Definitely, there is an agreement here, right?
Yes.
Then, when we have the plural we, what are we going to have? Go to school. So, we would be our what? Plural subject, and go will be our what? Plural verb. Definitely, there is an agreement here, according to the rule. Is that clear? So, let's take one more example. Now, this time, our subject should be a pronoun. And what would that be? She is beautiful. She is beautiful. And how? Where is our subject? She, right? This singular subject. Where is our verb? Is. Is. So is our verb, singular verb. Together we have singular subject and singular verb. Okay? Then for the plural, we say they are beautiful. Right? For they, you have what? Plural subject and are plural what? Verb. Right? Then we say there is an agreement between the plural subject going with what? The plural verb. I hope that's clear. Do you have any question on that? Any? Okay. That's that on that. Then we quickly move to rule number 2. Rule number 2. Rule number 2. If a singular subject goes with a singular verb, definitely something else should be there. We've had singular subjects, and even rule number 2 has been explained here. How? Because rule number 2 states, rule 2 is that a plural subject should be followed by a plural verb. So as rightly mentioned in rule 1, right? So in this case, our examples will be what? Tola and Lizzie play football. In this example, we have Tola, that's subject 1, okay? Then this subject is being linked by what? A coordinating conjunction and, which mathematically is represented with the sign plus, right? Then we have Lizzie that will serve as subject 2. Class, 1 plus 1 is what? 2. 2 gives us plural, right? Then in this case, we have it as subject 1 and subject 2. That's Tola and Lizzie play, which is plural verb, right? Play football. So here, there is an agreement because this gives plural subject. Right? Yusuf, an example of a plural subject agreeing with a plural verb. Could you please be audible?
We play football.
We play football. We play football. We is what? Plural subject, right? And here we have plural verb. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you see that there is an agreement between we and play. It should be grammatically suicidal for you to say we plays football. That's grammatically wrong. Neither do you say Ola play football, as in who won, right? Because Ola is just a singular subject and play in that sentence is plural. So it's like you coming with a singular subject and a plural verb. That will be wrong. And it will also be wrong for you to have a singular, a plural subject and a singular verb. Do you understand? Is that understood? So that is that for rule 1 and rule 2. Now that we have this, there is an exception. There are exceptions. So pardon, there are exceptions to these 2 rules. There are what? Exceptions to the rules. And what are the exceptions? The first person personal pronoun in the subjective case. Class, what do I say? The first person personal pronoun in the subjective case is treated as plural. What do we mean by that? Let's take a look at exception to rules 1 and 2. The first person personal pronoun I. Okay? The first person personal pronoun I should what? Should be followed by a plural verb. That's an exception. You and I know that I is used for just a person, right? The first person. I am Kunle. I am here. Just an individual. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And that one person is supposed to be singular. 2 of us.
True.
In line with rule 1, I is supposed to be followed by a singular verb, right? But grammatically, it is treated as plural. And that is why I is followed by what? A plural verb. Example. Elizabeth, an example. I do what? An example of I being used in sentence. That's the objective case of I. That's me. It becomes me in the objective case. I in a sentence, Muhammad.
I play football.
I don't want to play this time around. I play football. It's correct, but change the verb. I. Okay, that's in the past. I want in the simple present. Go as yes, you have enough of goals on our board already.
I love my mom.
I love my mom. That's correct. I love my mom. In this case, I here is what? A singular subject, right? Just an individual. But here, love is what? Plural verb. Do you get that? So in this case, it is a singular subject being followed by a plural verb. Is that clear? It will be grammatically wrong for somebody to say, I love my mom. That's grammatically wrong. Or I plays football. That's grammatically wrong. either. So the case now is I, even though it is singular in meaning, okay, it is grammatically treated as if it were plural. Are you there? So I is singular in meaning, but grammatically plural. It is grammatically treated as a plural word. And that is why we have it being followed by plural verbs. I love my mom. I play football. I sing melodiously. I do what?
Sing melodiously.
I sing melodiously. So in this case, I is a singular subject, sing is a plural verb. I sing melodiously. In this case, you have I as a singular subject and sing as what? A plural verb. Hope that's clear. Right?
Yeah.
Then, the next one is the second person personal pronoun. Okay? In the subjective case, even when it is singular. In one of our classes before now, we discussed pronoun, right?
Yes.
And there, under personal pronoun, you are being told that you, Y-O-U, is treated as singular, as both singular and plural, right? You are here, just one. You are seated, right? So the same word, you are Elizabeth, you are my students. Elizabeth is just an individual, right? She has the word you. And even the entirety of the class is being represented by what? The word you. So in this case now, one of the exceptions to the general principle of Concord is that you in the singular form, that is the first person personal pronoun, the second person personal pronoun, the singular one, right? In this case, singular is treated as what? As plural. We all know that you is you, singular or plural, right? But even when it is singular, it is treated as plural grammatically. That is to say, another exception is you. Another exception is you. And how? When you say you are beautiful. You are beautiful. You here as a singular subject, I'm referring to just the person, right? And you have a as a plural verb. So it becomes you are beautiful. Singular subject going in line with a plural verb. Is that clear? I'm talking to just a person. And I'm saying you are beautiful. Just a person. And you is singular, right? And her is plural. Definitely, we are having a singular subject being followed by a plural verb. This is also an exception to the general principle of Concord. Any question on this?
No.
Any question on this? Any question?